Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour with me, Sabena Izoku. The Lagos State Police Command has assured residents of its readiness to maintain peace and security during the coming general elections in the country, saying it is prepared to work with other security agencies in the state to forestall any attempt to cause confusion or disquiet during the period. The State Commissioner of Police, Kayode Aderonti, made the assurance while fielding questions from newsmen after the weekly State Security Council meeting chaired by the State Governor Babatunde Fashola-Sen at the Lagos House Marina. He further reiterated that the command will put every measure in place to ensure that no person or group disturb the peace of any part of the state, both during and after the elections. Responding to a question on deployment of some men in black uniforms on roads in the state purportedly to manage traffic, the commissioner said the only agencies recognized by the police to manage traffic in the state remains the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency in LASMA, the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, and the traffic section of the police. It says the state command are ready to counter and control any situation that could bring disquiet during the elections, adding that aside the training and retraining of personnel, the command has also met with key political stakeholders in the state to urge them to play the political game by the rules. The Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has demanded an explanation from the Independent National Electoral Commission over the reduction of voters from 6 million to 4.8 million. Fashola made the call in a state broadcast to inform residents on the commencement of the distribution of permanent voters' card by INEC. Abiola Oluwole's report is presented from our studio.
Preparatory to the 2015 general election, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced the distribution of permanent voters' card between Friday 7th and Sunday 9th of November 2014 in Lagos State. Speaking in a state broadcast to sensitize residents on the distribution of the PVC, Governor Babatunde Fashola called on INEC to explain the reasons behind the 4.8 million voters card allotted to Lagos as against the 6 million it had during the 2011 general election.
But as I address you today, my feelings are mixed and I am concerned. This is because of the reports emanating from INEC at a briefing by the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos that the number of registered voters in Lagos is now 4.8 million. This is strange, it is surprising, and I believe INEC owes the people of Lagos a lot of answers, and very quickly too. At the conclusion of voters' registration exercise before the 2011 elections, the number of registered voters in Lagos, as announced by INEC itself, was 6,247,845 registered voters. This was an exercise conducted by INEC. This was an INEC-announced exercise where INEC announced to us and to all Nigerians that it has secured an automatic fingerprint identification system, AFIS, to ensure the credibility of that voters register. I believe INEC owes us a duty to explain how 1,447,845 registered voters disappeared from among 6,247,845 registered voters announced by INEC before the 2011 elections.
While saying the collection of the PVC kick-started the 2015 electoral process, Fashola declared Friday, 7th of November, a work-free day for civil servants in the state to enable them collect their permanent voters' card.
I urge employers of labor to be flexible and accommodating, to allow workers to close early on Friday, the 7th of November 2014, It is all for our collective good. As for public servants in Lagos State, I hereby declare Friday, the 7th day of November 2014, shall be a work-free day in order to enable workers carry out this civic duty and exercise their constitutional rights. Again, I urge all employers in the private sector to kindly consider and approve any similar flexibility that gives opportunity to their employees.
As the process towards the 2015 general elections gather momentum, all Nigerians are seeking free, fair and credible elections.
Senate President David Mark has broken his silence on the withdrawal of security aids of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal. Speaking on Wednesday in the Senate chambers, David Mark said although the issue is in court, he will take steps to resolve the matter. He also vowed to protect the legislature.
As the chairman of the National Assembly, I cannot fold my arms or pretend that all is well or close my eyes to the current crisis. I am therefore doing all that I can to resolve the current impasse. Furthermore, the matter is already in a court of law. We cannot therefore discuss the issues here. I want to assure all of you that I will do the needful to protect and defend the legislature at all costs.
The Nigerian Senate on Wednesday adjourned its sitting without considering any of the bill or report listed for deliberation. The Senate adjourned till next week as a result of a protest by senators from the majority party, the People's Democratic Party, over the recent World Congress. It has now snowballed into a full-blown disruption of legislative activities to the dismay of opposition lawmakers. The report.
When the Senate adjourned within 10 minutes of sitting on Tuesday, there were suggestions that the issues at stake would be easily resolved. But by Wednesday, there were no signs of a resolution. Not even Senate President David Mark could make PDP senators abandon what seems like a strike. So, for the second day running, the Senate adjourned abruptly for the senators to hold a caucus meeting.
Those in favor of the motion that the Senate do not adjourn till Tuesday, 11th of November 2014 at 10 a.m. prompt, say aye. Aye. Against, say nay. Nay. The ayes have it.
This, however, didn't go down well with opposition senators.
If we in APC will come here tomorrow and sit, it should not be about personal interest, it's about the future of this country. It should be about our people. Now they are seeing injustice, they are fighting. We are seeing injustice more than 3.5 years ago.
Incidentally, APC senators did not protest when the Senate leader moved for adjournment. This, one of them later explained, is in the interest of the opposition, which is also nursing grudges against President Jonathan. After about 45 minutes, PDP senators came out of the caucus meeting, but were not willing to disclose details of their interaction. There are, however, indications that the senators have decided to send emissaries to the party leadership to wade in before they consider their next line of action.
In a related issue, leader of the PDP caucus in the Senate, Victor Indoma-Egba, has confirmed that the decision to shut down legislative activities is as a result of the manner the party's World Congress were conducted. The Senate leader, who is also on the verge of losing his bid to return to the National Assembly, told journalists in Abuja that democracy is in danger. He insisted that the action of the PDP senators is a national interest.
Democracy is about the people, is government of the people, by the people, for the people. And the issues at stake, or the issue at stake, is the people, the role of the people in our democracy.
How long will this last?
I believe that the issues will be resolved sooner than later.
So I talk about resolution of the issues at stake. What form of resolution are we looking at? What kind of meetings are we looking at?
The issues are political issues and the resolution will be political.
Okay. So can this issue of automatic ticket be one of them?
You'll be briefed when we finish.
16 governorship aspirants of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State are demanding the disqualification of the immediate past Minister of State for Education, Nyesom Wike, from the governorship race. The aspirants claim at a news conference in Abuja that the former minister not only compromised but corrupted the processes leading to the PDP Ward Congress in Rivers State. They also urged the PDP leaders to cancel the result of the ward congresses in the state, as per Samuel reports.
16 out of 22 governorship aspirants under the Rivers State PDP have registered their displeasures over what they describe as noticeable illegalities in the process. They converged on Abuja for a meeting which lasted several hours, and at the end, the aspirants unanimously agreed that a fresh ward congress has to be conducted. They argued that some few individuals are keen on holding the party to ransom for their own interest.
The membership of the World Congress Electoral Committee is populated with known cronies of one of the aspirants, Barrister Nyesom Wike. Therefore, the committee cannot midwife a credible ward delegate. We are shocked that the National Working Committee could set up a World Congress Electoral Committee for Rivers State that is composed solely of persons who worked under Barrister Nyesom Wike and received his patronage at the Federal Ministry of Education. It is obvious that Barrister Nyesom Wike constituted this panel in his own interest, for his own interest, and not for the people.
To further clarify their stand, they maintained that as aspirants, none of them met with members of the Electoral Committee before, during, and after the Congress.
The Rivers State World Congress Electoral Committee did not have proper membership register to conduct World Congresses because Rivers State PDP has not up to date conducted an open membership re-registration after the Chief GUAK-led executive took away previous membership registers, and after the party suffered large deflections of party membership, including the incumbent governor.
Some of the aspirants also reaffirmed their position on the matter.
We stand against people manipulating the process, because if we have a level playing field, you don't need to worry who is going to win this race.
The point I want to make is that PDP, in its listening, always maintains a 360 degrees radius. So they are listening to us, and PDP as a party will do the right thing. This president shall be re-elected, and PDP shall win Rivers State.
The aspirants and their supporters say they will remain in the PDP no matter what happens, but they are also sure that the matter will be resolved by the party leadership. They also say they have no plans to take the matter to court. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Former Minister of State for Education, Nyesom Wike, has meanwhile described the 16 aggrieved aspirants as moves of the All Progressive Congress. He insisted that they were bent on destabilizing the party after withdrawing from the November 1st Ward Congress. The minister said in a statement issued by his media aide Sam Iwankabudu that the aspirants are puppets of Governor Rotimi Amaechi, who are desperate to promote the opposition's agenda in the state. Wike argued that the ward congresses were successful in all 319 wards of the state and were duly monitored by INEC. The former governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Oshoba, and the deputy governor, Segun Adesegun, has defected from the All Progressive Congress to the Social Democratic Party. Among the current defectors from the APC to the SDP train are 3 APC senators from the state and 6 members from the House of Representatives. Now, the senators are Adegbenga Kaka, Benga Obadara, and Akin Odunsi, who represented Ogun East, Ogun Central, and Ogun West respectively. News of their defection coincided with the resignation of Governor Ibukuni Amusu's Senior Special Assistant on Environment, Abayomi Odunowo. Adeshegun had on the October 24th sent a letter to Amosu where he detailed several alleged instances of insult and disrespect for his office, which was published on October 29th by the Punch newspapers. Kaka and Obadara had, however, confirmed that the defection of the politicians, disclosing that Oshogba and the National Assembly members loyal to him had started consultations and sensitization visits to the local government areas in the state. When contacted, the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Yusuf Olaniyunu, says the defection is purely a party affair, while the national leadership of the APC expressed shock over the defection, saying the party would re-strategize to cushion the effects of the defection of the politicians. The National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Lam Mohammed, says the party was inching towards reconciling the faction in its Ogun State chapter. We'll take a short break, and when we return, Gombe State government on Wednesday ordered the closure of both the primary and private schools.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
I see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News, on our Twitter @CoreTV News NG, on our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space and the news. Now over to Gombe State, where the government on Wednesday ordered the closure of all public and private schools in the state a day after attack by suspected Boko Haram terrorists on 2 towns in the state. CoreTV News gathered that parents who took their children to school on Wednesday were told to take them back as the schools had been closed on the orders of the government. School heads say they had received a circular on Tuesday evening that all schools should be shut for security reasons. Some parents commended the state government for the action, saying it was necessary to safeguard the students. Former Secretary Government House Sani Jauro confirmed the development. He, however, said that the closure of the schools had nothing to do with security threats to the state, but a normal midterm break for students. Gunmen had on Tuesday attacked Nafada and Ashaka, over 130 kilometers from Gombe, barely a week after suspected terrorists had exploded a bomb at a motor park in the state capital. Meanwhile, the raging insurgency and terrorism in northeastern Nigeria have given rise to a large number of displaced persons seeking refuge in camps and homes of relations and friends. Correspondent Martins Dixon takes a look at the situation of displaced persons taking refuge at a camp in Yola. The report.
Most of the people here consider themselves lucky, having escaped the bullets and terrorizing blades of the dreaded Boko Haram sect. Mostly affected are women and children. Some do not know the whereabouts of their family, friends and relations. They have very gory experiences.
They came, they start firing people, killing people, slaughtering people, breaking shops of people. Even small boy, even a houseman, if they see him, they will tie your hand, close range, they will shoot you. Or else they will slaughter you like a goat.
State government should go and lay our complaint to federal government so that they will go and push that insurgent out of our town so that we will go. You see, it's not only giving us food that matters, but we want to go back to our various destinations.
No, go me come. You don't leave us now. You don't leave us. No good like that. Because of people, shower hala. Because people they run. Har baza munchka local government. So people they suffer.
kuma alhali ba inda suka je iyakansu daga Kala'a zuwa Hong suna ta yawo da mota mobile ya kai kusa 40 na sojojin mota ya kai kusa 70 suna zube ko jiyan da nake dawowa sun sai da ni suna interview nawa akan cewa wa yara nan wani iri yara ne.
Medical personnel say the number of sick persons is overwhelming and manpower is now a major challenge.
Well, they are increasing because initially we didn't have the health personnel. And now that we have the health personnel, the more they are aware that there is a functional health system or rather service, the more they troop in. So we're having more and more patients, partly due to awareness. They now know, and that's why they come more and more. So I'm actually having an increase in number of patients that come around.
There are about 5 camps housing the displaced persons across the state. The situation in this camp reflects the many woes and pathetic stories of the victims. The number of displaced persons outside the camps are said to be about 98% of the total number of displaced persons in the state.
Now the number of male that we have registered in this camp, there are 3,015. The number of female is 3,105. The number of under 5 children, there are 1,268. Females under 5, we have 1,290. And the general total we have here is 9,134. And we have the pregnant women, they are about 79. We have stillbirths, 5. Deaths, 8, and delivers 8. And then now, first of all, I entered this camp, I heard that there is one woman, she dead. That is why I make it to be 9 in number.
Borno State Deputy Governor reiterated the resolve of his government to alleviate the suffering of his people and to also evacuate victims of the insurgency who have been taking refuge in Yola.
So we have directed the state our state transport corporation to send a bus of 65 seater each. Yesterday we give the directives, and 20 of them are here. 20 of them can accommodate about 1,300 people.
Adamawa State Governor Bala James Ngilari also visited some of the camps to commiserate with the displaced persons. The number of displaced persons is increasing by the day, with hundreds of persons trapped between the Nigeria and Cameroon borders. Martins Dixon, CoreTV News, Yola.
We'll take another break, and when we return, we'll take you outside Nigeria. Do stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Health Issues. This is CoreTV News Health Program.
Congenital disorder affecting the orofacial region.
Solely in this category, bacterial hepatitis.
Feeding is a natural way of a mother.
This is a program that takes an in-depth look at health challenges. Faced by humans in our society.
Health issues only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back. Now outside Nigeria, a delegation of ECOWAS leaders has secured an agreement for a transition government in Burkina Faso. It also extracted a commitment from all the stakeholders on presidential and legislative elections within 12 months. The agreement was reached by a 3-man delegation led by ECOWAS chairman, President John Dramani Mahama, during a one-day mediation visit. The leaders also demanded that the transition government be headed by eminent, a civilian for 1 year. During the visit, the leaders were briefed on the outcome of the joint UNAU-ECOWAS assessment mission to Ouagadougou from October 31st to November 5th, 2014. The delegation is expected to report the outcome of the visit to the extraordinary summit of heads of state and government being held in Accra, Ghana from Thursday, November 6th to the 7th. And that's it on the news on the hour. Do join us at the top of the hour for more updates. I am Sabena Izoku, and thank you very much indeed for watching.